I get it. You've been scrolling through endless robot vacuum ads, each one promising a spotless floor with the push of a button, only to end up with a machine that barely gets the crumbs out of the kitchen and leaves streaks in the bathroom. That feeling of buying a high-tech gadget that looks perfect on the product page but falls flat in real life is what makes me pause before I click Add to Cart. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this video, I'm breaking down the roborock Saros Z70 so you can decide if it's the kind of robot that will actually make your daily cleaning easier, or if you'd be better off sticking with a traditional vacuum. First off, let's talk about the everyday setup. The Z70 arrives in a fairly compact box, but the robot itself is a bit taller than the average Roomba because of the OmniGrip arm. That arm is the part that lets the unit adjust its brush roll angle on the fly, which means it can tackle carpet pile and hardwood without you having to switch modes manually. In practice, I've found that once you dock it, the arm automatically lowers when it detects a rug transition, so the suction stays focused on the carpet while the mop pads stay gentle on the wood. It's a small convenience, but it eliminates the little "oops, I forgot to change the mode" moment that many users complain about. Now, the AI-powered navigation is the real headline. Roborock's mapping system builds a floor plan the first time you run the robot, then it refines that map with each pass. The Z70 stores multiple maps, so if you have a split-level house or a guest room you only clean occasionally, you can switch between them from the app. What that looks like in a typical day is the robot knowing to avoid a cluttered hallway full of kids' toys without you having to set virtual walls each time. The app also lets you set no-go zones on the fly, which is handy when you've just moved a potted plant or a pet bowl. Suction power is another point people obsess over. The 22,000 pascals rating sounds impressive, and in real use it does feel strong enough to pull pet hair from low to medium pile carpet. When I ran the Z70 over a living room rug that had a mix of cat hair and cereal crumbs, it lifted the debris into its dustbin without leaving visible trails. That said, the trade-off is a slightly louder motor compared with entry-level models. If you're sensitive to noise while you're working from home, you'll notice the hum more than you would with a 10,000 pascals unit, especially on hard floors where the brushes spin faster. The mopping function is where the OmniGrip arm really shines or where it can feel a bit limited, depending on your expectations. The Z70 uses a water tank that holds about 300 milliliters, which is fine for a quick kitchen wipe but not enough if you want to give a full-size living area a thorough mop in one go. The robot's mop pad swings gently, so you won't get the scrubbing feeling you might get from a dedicated floor scrubber, but that also means stubborn stains may need a manual touch. For most households that just want to keep light footprints from spreading, the mop does a respectable job. For anyone hoping to replace a traditional mop entirely, the Z70 is more of a supplemental tool. Battery life is another practical factor. The Z70's battery lets it run roughly 150 minutes on a single charge under mixed surface conditions. In a medium-size apartment, that's enough to complete a full home clean without needing to recharge mid-run. However, if you have a larger two-story home, the robot will pause to dock and recharge before finishing the second floor, which adds extra time to the overall cleaning cycle. The good news is the dock is quick to reconnect, and the robot resumes exactly where it left off, so you don't lose coverage. One hidden trade-off that isn't obvious in the marketing copy is the size of the dustbin. The Z70's bin holds about 500 milliliters of debris, which is typical for a high-end robot, but if you have multiple pets that shed heavily, you'll find yourself emptying it every day or two. The bin is easy to pull out and clean, but it does add a small maintenance step that some users forget. Pair that with the water tank refills, and the routine becomes a bit more involved than simply hitting start on a vacuum-only model. Who should consider the Saros Z70? If you're a busy professional who works from home, has a mix of carpet and hardwood, and you'd like a device that can both vacuum and give a light mop without you having to juggle separate appliances, this robot fits the bill. Its AI mapping means you won't waste time reteaching it about new obstacles, and the OmniGrip arm saves you the hassle of switching between carpet and hard floor modes. Pet owners who deal with moderate shedding will appreciate the strong suction, as long as they don't expect the bin to go.